Here's another object I want to make. A sterling silver bracelet. And we've actually seen this before. You remember the little ring that I showed for strategy? This is really the same shape. It's forged flat on these ends and broad in the midsection. In a case like this, of course, size is going to be critical. Another opportunity to do a little work with copper. So this is a good way, rather than jump right into the sterling, which you know is pricey, better to use the copper. And so you make a best guess for length, and that's what I did here. Just knock this out, limber yourself up, and make sure you've got the dimensions right, and then you're ready to go. Then you can transfer it onto the silver. In this particular case, I've marked it here. You see the lines just drawn on with Sharpie. I marked the middle. It's a 5.5 inch length for a bracelet. And this is just standard. I mean, people come in all sizes, so that's not always going to work. But it's a good point of reference is 5.5 total. So I find the midsection. And then I wanted to know where this, wait a minute, this is one of those plane changes again. It's everywhere. I told you you'd be seeing it a lot. So I want to know kind of where this is going to happen. That's going to be an elegant part of the entire shape. If it's too confined down here, I don't think it's going to be quite as nice looking. So I do want them to be the same symmetrical piece, so I want it to match. So here I have, through my copper experimentation, I decided this wants to be about 1 3/8 inches on this particular scale. And the point really is that whatever I do on one end, I want to match that on the other. One end. I'll repeat exactly the same thing on the other end. I'm going to be hammering out here on this curve. What's that going to do? Well, I know if I angle the blow, it's going to open this out a lot. If I were to angle it this way, it would collapse the curve in. In fact, I don't want to do either of those. I'm mostly going to be hitting it flat, but it'll probably angle a little bit out. So if anything, this is probably going to come in a little tighter as I forge it. I think that's pretty symmetrical. And I'll be adjusting this a little later on. I mean, at the end, I'll be adjusting it a little bit with pliers if I need to. Okay, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to hold it closed with my fingers as I work here. I'm going to start in the middle and then work evenly outward from there. As we've seen before, to get that nice change of plane, I'm going to finesse as I move from one plane into the other. So I strike hard out here and then a little softer as I move up to the edge. So it looks pretty good, and you can see it's really strong now. It hasn't been annealed, and mostly because of the forged shape, it's very strong. It's going to need a little work in here to bend it a little bit more, and a little bit of filing and then sanding, and then of course polishing. So we'll do that at the bench.